here today with a full crowd, it looks like, and Joe Hooper is typically hosting this thing, but he had to step away from the computer. He should be back very shortly. So let's go around the board and see who we have with us today. Hey, Keith, how are things going in your neck of the woods?
Very good, Dirk. Very good. Had a great CMIC that we opened last Friday, the Iron Condor, and closed it on Tuesday for a nice 3% gain. And that's one of those things, I'm trying to close them early for a modest gain because you never know what the market's doing, and it's gone nothing but straight up yesterday and today. So glad to be out of that thing for a nice gain.
That's excellent, man. So I'm glad you were able to squeeze a trade in during this, the volatility we're seeing in the market.
Yeah. So I'm going to try to look to open another one today after the podcast and try to be out of it either today or tomorrow. So just trying to keep those short snippets open there.
Sounds good. All right, Joe, back to you.
Okay, good. The Unconventional Wisdom, CSE Investment Podcast. If you want to call us, we have an open line, 214-377-1108, 214-377-1108. And if you want to send us an email, which we'll address today, whoever appropriately does your trading. And if not, we'll answer it anyhow by email, and then we'll address it next week. It's podcast at compoundstockearnings.com. Podcast, compoundstockearnings.com. Check out our website, compoundstockearnings.com, and you'll find out all our seminars, times, all kinds of stuff about CSE, and you'll get the Cow Report. You sign up for the Cow Report. It's absolutely free. It's been published for almost 20 years. And you get that every Friday afternoon as multiple emails from our clients with questions being answered and suggestions being given by all the folks you see on here today. And it's really a good publication. And that's just go to compoundstockearnings.com. Several things I wanted to cover. One, I'm down here in Puerto Rico. So this is being broadcast from Puerto Rico. And I was out on the deck, and everybody told me the wind was blowing too loudly, and my table was moving around. And that's because my table was kind of uneven, and I had the computer on top of a big cardboard box. So maybe that had something to do with it. But anyhow, there's always misconceptions about Puerto Rico, particularly everything you see now, particularly after the hurricane. It's certainly not the most perfect place to be, but it's a place that's has lots of merits and places, things you should consider. Number one, Rico means wealth. Puerto is port. Various definitions of port in Spanish. And so at one time, a long time ago, Puerto Rico was a very wealthy country, extremely wealthy people because of the sugar business. Everybody's heard of Domino. Domino got started here. And unlike most Caribbean islands, Puerto Rico is not just touristy based. It has tremendous beaches, one at the island to the other, tremendous tourism. Spring break down here, there wasn't a hotel available. The restaurants were actually 110% full. And the other islands in the Caribbean are just tourist based. I don't know one that's not. Puerto Rico is not only the tourism factor, which is about 25% of its economy, but also manufacturing. In fact, if you order something from Apple, in all probability, if you look at the tag real carefully, it came from Puerto Rico. It was shipped out of Puerto Rico. And we have pharmaceuticals. We have all kinds of industry down here, and a lot of government type institutions. One of the biggest government telescopes is up there in the mountains. And so it's a real diverse economy. But what's interesting is we're on the East Coast, extreme East Coast, right where the hurricane hit, direct, right on the beach, just right to my left. And at the other end of the island is a place called Recon. Recon, it's the very far end of the island and is a surfer's paradise. It's just, incredible surfing. People come from all over the world. Well, phenomenon that's going on right now is that California is having a big drain of people, and particularly the high-tech types, and wants to make a whole lot of money. And where are they moving to? They're moving to Recon. Recon is just being inundated with people from California with high-tech industries. So that's really interesting. And again, because they like to surf. And then you've got the same communications abilities that people work. But the most interesting thing is, and this is why it's good for I want to bring it up for CSE people, The other reason they're moving here is because Proposition D. And we're here, CSE's here because of Proposition D, which means we pay almost no taxes compared to the U.S. And if anybody wants to know about that, just shoot Dirk a email, say Dirk, compoundstockearnings.com, and ask him about Proposition D. It can save you one super amount of money, and you can do anything here, and you don't have to live here. So, Dirk, you'll probably get some response from that.
Yeah, I hope so. Plus, if anyone wants to know about Rincon, that's what used to be my hangout in Puerto Rico before we moved down there. I've been coming to Rincon since I was a teenager, and it's beautiful. I was actually there in March.
Yep, it's a fantastic place, beautiful beaches, but then there are beautiful beaches all over the place. Okay, I want to talk now. I want to address our only student participant here, John. And John, I have to tell you these returns. Excuse me. In last week, John had a total 2 trades and a total of 31.10% return the week. This week, so far, he's had 65.25 for a total. When you add those together, 96.35%. John, do you have on your little crown? You know, I told you, I'm going to get you a dunce cap, and you wear the crown when you have weeks like this, and the dunce one when you don't have a good week. What do you think?
I'll wear out the dunce cap probably.
How do you do all that?
I just got lucky to have some of it, but looking at those charts, trying to get in when it's going up, and I haven't done a put for a while, but the calls have been pretty lucrative. But I'm working on a couple right now. I'm just waiting for them to get back up to even. Unfortunately, I got into those later on Monday as a momentum, I guess. I mean, it is now because it's gone since Monday, but it's almost back to profitable, so we'll see.
Well, I love your hat. Failure is not an option.
Right.
Yeah, that says several things. Failure is not an option. Also, if you do options, you're not going to fail.
Right. I hope so.
Okay.
I fell in love with the hat a few years ago when we were on the cruise, and I picked it up at the airport there at Orlando on the way home.
Yeah.
Good time.
Well, you and Keith up there just have really super deals. Keith gets so excited when he gets out of something. You know, he gets excited when he gets into it. Keith, why do you get excited when you get into deals? What's that all about?
Because I'm an optimistic kind of guy. I'm looking to do that happy dance when I'm done there. You know, it just it's what you do. Get in. Yeah.
Because I kind of missed. I had to go in another room and get my briefcase, and I didn't hear what I just got back in the table what you were saying. You did this week?
Yeah, I did the Iron Condor, the CMIC. Last week I opened on Friday morning. Normally I open on Thursday, but the jobs report was coming out Friday, so I delayed one day and was able to exit on Tuesday for a 3% gain on that. So
there you go.
Just being in a couple days.
There you go. I had an interesting call yesterday. And I talked to Jim. I won't say his name, because maybe he certainly call in if he'd like to tell us what he did. But he had a question. He's a newbie, pretty much new, and he has been doing real well. And but he got to a point where he had this position, and this is a good lesson for everybody. He had this position. He had a profit in the stock. And it's not until the third Friday of this month. So it's another week or so left. He had a profit in the stock. He could buy back his call. He'd have a small loss and sell the stock, and he'd have a profit. And his thinking was, and that's what he called me about, should he do that, or should he just sit and let's see if he's called out or not, or should he buy back the call and see what happens to the stock? I said, no, that's speculation out there. What you're supposed to do, if you're going to follow the rules, you've got a profit right now. You've got a profit in your stock. You got a loss when you buy back the call, but you got more profit when you subtract it. You need to go ahead and get out of that position. That's the rule. And then immediately look for another position. Look at 2 positions that you can go into with that same expiration date. And not past that expiration, the same expiration. You still got time to do it. And that way you're going to get much more effective use of your capital. But that's one of the basic rules. And so I hope other people like get a little bit from that. You agree with what I'm saying there, Keith? Pretty much.
Absolutely. If you can take the gain, get out when you get out and early, and look for the next position. Absolutely.
Yep. Cezanne, Joni, you guys had a heck of a day today. Explain your transactions.
I had an Apple put today. We had actually set up one prep for a put, and we canceled it because when Apple came out of exhaustion, it was heading back up. So we canceled that. And then when Apple went back into exhaustion, we prepped another put, and we're in and out of that pretty quickly. It did have some downward momentum, and then of course it turned around and headed higher for the day. But that's the beauty of our type of trade, is that we can trade up or downward, cycles that occur. I mean, they both occur every day pretty much. So we got out of that for a little over 2% of the Apple trade, and that was it.
Okay, and then Joni, what about yours?
Yeah, it was a quick trade, probably less than 10 seconds. Got into a call and then out for about a 4.9% profit. Had a trade earlier this week for a 2% profit, I believe. So sitting at right at 6.5%, 7% for the week.
Yeah, and seeing that crowd again, you do it again. You just add these things up, you're saying you got 25, 30% for the entire month. Actually incredible in those trades. And I noticed that and this is important with the new advanced charting, the new, now that you can add the New York Stock Exchange stocks on there, the bugs being worked out. It's some kind of slow to get going, but it's dramatically improved. It's extremely faster than the previous system. But until we get emails from people or calls or whatever explaining what their little problem is, and we don't know if the little problem exists. And so did it work good for y'all today? I was listening to it, so I know it kind of geared up a little bit later, a few minutes later, but see if it work okay?
Yeah, there's still some things they're working out, and we've reported those to Dirk, so it's in the process of getting up to speed. But yeah, we're looking forward to it being all back to normal. But we reported to Dirk, so yeah, it's good.
Okay. I can't see for some reason, all my little people down at the bottom, all I can see is the top of their heads. Is Randy there by any way?
We don't see Randy.
Okay, he's not there. He's got that appointment with his wife, I think. So, okay. So, Dirk, have you got anything to report on the charting and all that?
No, just taking in the user feedback. Like I said, I had a long call with Cezanne this morning after their session, and we've got some issues that need to be addressed to kind of return some of the functionality that we had in the old version back to this new version. So we're kind of working on that right now. But the developers have been really responsive, so I'm hoping to get those changes pushed out pretty quick.
Yeah, because when you're talking about as many people as we have tuning into that, and as many different operating, as many different browsers as they are, and various things that some people look at. But there may be some things that was on the old charts that nobody ever looked at except maybe just you, And so maybe they would not notice that it's not functioning right, but unless you tell us, we won't know. But it's all working out just fine, doing real good. Again, if you go to our website, compoundstockearnings.com, and sign up for the Cow Report, you get it every Friday. And we're going to be down here in Puerto Rico for some time. I think Dirk's going to be venturing down here in a week or so.
Yep.
And, it's a great place to be. Great weather. So, well, Keith, do you have anything else to say?
No, I don't think so. I think just rapidly going through stuff and trying to find new trades. So,
people have been asking about the advanced charting seminar that Cezanne and Joni do, and we'll get with them and come up with a new date. I know Joni has a vacation coming up for too long, and I don't know what's Cezanne's schedule. You never know where Cezanne is. She might be at the airport in the car. She's a perfect street person. I mean, she can trade anywhere. Yeah, so never know where she's going to be. But we'll get that worked out and announce it, because I had a couple emails today, people excited about having the next one, and so we'll get that worked out with these girls later on. So, well, if anybody didn't have anything, I'll get my. Oh, wait a minute! I got to tell you, I got to get one. That's my boogie board.
Yeah, Joe, we expect to see some surfing pictures next week.
I'll take that surfing, yes. I'm putting Dirk on notice. Okay. Well, thank y'all. And thanks everybody for being here. And we'll see you the same time next Thursday. If you have any questions, be sure to email us or call us or write us, and we'll go from there. Thanks a lot, guys.
Okay. Have a good week, everybody.
Thanks a lot. Have a good one.